All right, nerds, we're talking about Star Trek. We're going to boldly go where no nerd has gone before.
It's our voices with your imagination. Our theories take us down endless rabbit holes. We give our fellow nerds something to consider at the gaming table. Follow us as the Nerd Pow Wow.
Welcome to the Nerd Pow Wow. Follow us on YouTube where we upload new videos every Friday, or check us out on your favorite podcast platform. Or we're live under SeraphTheHost every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Twitch. Spoiler warning, we do deep dives on characters, storylines, and theory crafting.
With Starfleet Academy coming up here in about a week, we wanted to talk about our favorite Star Trek moments, Star Trek episodes, Star Trek characters, or anything Star Trek on that matter. Because I don't think the Orville should be left out of the topic either. Absolutely love the Orville.
Dude.
So, let's see. What do you guys think? Where do you let's start from the beginning. Where did you get your Star Trek love from? Where'd you start?
Ooh, mine's gonna be pretty short. So I'll just kick it off first here. So in the beginning of my life, Star Trek was the inconvenient show that my parents would put on. But as time goes on, I get reintroduced to some of these concepts, characters, storylines, and plots. I think I gain a deeper appreciation for what Star Trek really is. It's not the flashy Star Wars necessarily. It's not quite as adventurous as some other sci-fi and fantasies go. But it definitely it has a spirit, it has a soul to it, and it may be flawed in some ways. There are some great adventures they go on, but I think a lot of it's in the characters. I really have gained an appreciation for the characters that I don't think I quite would have understood the nuance as a kid. And so as I kind of relearn some of these characters, I'm enjoying them a lot more. I guess I started almost as a Star Trek hater as a kid, but have grown into really appreciating and liking the franchise. And talking with you fine folks has given me kind of a rejuvenation in that, and a newfound appreciation for Star Trek. So I'll kick it over to you, Mariah Bain. What are your thoughts?
Well said. I'm bowing to you.
Yeah, I grew up on it. I mean, I've been watching Star Trek since I was a little kid. So there's always been Star Trek in my life. I had my two uncles, my Uncle Steve and my Uncle Harold, that were diehard Star Trek fans, and so it was something we just watched all the time. The original, obviously the original series, TOS, is where I got my start, and then the Next Generation came around, etc. I will say that every Star Trek has had its own soul. And I definitely liked others, or some more than others. Some I categorically disliked, such as Discovery. I just thought I didn't like. Wayne has pointed it out in the past, and he's very accurate with it. Is that single character focus was a downfall of the show, especially when the character was. And I like the actress. It's just the character was kind of unlikable. She just wasn't. She just didn't have. I didn't care. I cared more about these peripheral characters that I'd like to have known more about.
Right.
I so much so that I can name just about every crew of every Star Trek series, but Discovery I can't even remember the one pilot or helmsman that had the scar on her face. She got the scar in the I can't remember her name to save my life, but I would love to know more about her. She was a cool character. She had some trauma, and she had to get past that trauma, and it was just some cool stuff. Even when we lost the android character, well, the cybernetic character, I should say, she was cyborg, not android. But even when we lost her, I cared because in that episode they gave us a story about her. But prior to that, if they'd been like last episode she died, I'd be like, bummer. I mean, but I didn't get it. Introduction to
and they did a lot of on him as well.
Yeah, and I liked what they had with him, and I loved hit the whole stories of his people, etc.
Yeah, he had to get over his fear of, because their people were prey to a lot of different creatures,
Yeah.
and finally he got over it. And I always liked how he walked. He
Sorry.
always had like the little glide with his arms.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kelpian race were just, it was interesting. It was neat to know that they were, it seemed like they were cattle in so many ways, only to find out they'd been oppressed for so long that
Yeah,
that is what they started to believe about themselves, that they were actually the dominant species on the planet for prior. That was interesting, you know.
right.
But it was such a brief little touch. Uh, Even the rebuilding of the Federation, there was so much potential there for a collapsed Federation and rebuilding it.
Yeah,
You know, by bringing in other ships, other captains, you know, seeing the crew split off, you know, but I don't know, they just dropped the ball, you know, a lot in Discovery, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that having an ensemble cast, even though they're young unknowns, I mean, like a cast that seems like it's going to balance out a lot of different people going
yeah.
into Starfleet Academy. I'm really excited about that.
Because it does
Um,
look like it's not going to be character based like a Next Generation or Voyager. It looks like it's going to be more towards a Voyager. Or I'm sorry, Discovery. So I wonder,
you
because
think?
I was watching the trailer, and it starts off with this kid named Caleb who was taken from his mother, and finally he was found, and they brought him to Starfleet Academy. But that's when they introduce Robert Picardo, Mary Wiseman. I can't remember his name, but he plays Jafar in Aladdin,
Oh yeah,
in the Will Smith Aladdin.
yeah.
So that's how
He's
I
the one.
remember him.
He plays the director of he was the
Yes,
president, or not president, the director of the Federation.
in the future, right?
Because this takes place after Discovery, so it's the furthest out we've been
Mhm.
for Star Trek. But I feel like the cast is going to be, it's going to be about different members, because I already know so many things. Like I know that the Klingon is atypical because he wants to become a medical officer, which is very,
Right.
you know, it's
Yeah.
a strange thing for that to do. I know that the um Bella Shepard's character Genesis, she's going to be she's very like determined to be the captain. She needs to be the head person. I think that we're going to see a lot of diversity in the episodes between cast members, unlike Discovery. I really do get that feeling. They even
Yeah.
have this character that they're not talking a lot about this character, because I think she's supposed to be end up being a um like a sleeper character that's going to be like a big reveal or whatever. But Zoe Steiner is playing a character named Tarima Sadal. She's not part of the main six kids, but but she seems to be a love interest to one of the kids, and maybe an inappropriate love interest. Like she's already, I mean, maybe not like they're kids, but they're younger. She might be some kind of professor or something, or someone in there. But she says something about being afraid of losing control, or she could hurt people. And then there's a scene where she's screaming, and there's all kinds of destruction going on, as if maybe she's got some kind of siren like
Yeah.
effect going on. So she's going to be an interesting character. And
Kid,
then there's, what's that?
well, the kid was, I think it was Caleb who said, "I'm not afraid."
Yeah, it was, yeah, well, yeah. So we'll see, but
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm just really interested in that the one act character, it might be Gina Yashir who's playing, but she's doing weird, awkward things, like she's not culturally been around humans or something. Like she goes to shake the one person's hand, and she shakes her hand out like this, and the girl turns it and shakes her hand.
Yeah.
So, but it seems alien. It seems,
Yeah.
foreign, and uh, people are from different cultures and different walks, and that's what Star Trek is to me.
Yeah.
You know, I really like that idea of exploring and finding new life and new
Yeah.
people and new experiences. That's what's always appealed to me from that, and so I'm really excited. I'm excited. I'm optimistically excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'll definitely, just like Discovery, even though I didn't care for it, I still watched it every week that it came out. I was like, well, I love Star Trek, and it is Star Trek, so you
Mhm.
got to just kind of watch it. And it started off so good with Captain Georgiou, but then when she died, but when she became part of Section 31, I thought it was pretty cool too.
I like the character. Although I think Section 31, the movie,
Oh, no.
it was just it felt very it just felt very B movie-ish.
It was.
Like it didn't like it felt rushed and um
I
like
agree
it almost
totally.
felt like I was watching the prototype of a show. Like it was still in the works and needed all fine-tuned. If they'd fine-tuned it, it would have been much better. But yeah, I was a little disappointed about that. But then again, they're also doing cool shit like Paul Giamatti's character, Nusbraka, is half Klingon, half Tellarite, which you don't get enough
Yeah,
Tellarite. You don't get
that's
enough
so
Tellarite.
interesting there. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Tellarites were one of the founding members of the Federation. It was humans, Betazoids, Tellarites, and Andorians. That's the four, or Vulcans, the five founding members of the Federation. And you never see Tellarites. They were the pig-nosed guys in the old series, so so they were not attractive. So I think that they didn't sell a lot of television.
Is that the?
So, but
I'm sorry. Is that the Paul Giamatti character? Is the what
yeah,
of that race? Okay, all right.
yeah, he's half Klingon, and we've seen half human, half everything. But we've never
right. But
seen a half something and half something else. This is a first. So I'm really curious how that's. I like to see that, because if the way the Star Trek's based is everybody's based on the founders. We're all genetically linked. All these different races are. That's just kind of how they canonized aliens not being wildly alien in Star
agree.
Trek originally.
Yeah.
Everybody did 120-year difference, etc. They were, because genetically we're all from the same stock.
We did
But-
have a Kazon Cardassian baby.
Oh yeah. That's-
Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean, once Seska died and the baby was taken off after the first episode of season 3, we never saw the baby again. So who knows what it looked like?
yeah, just had weird chunks of shit on its head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but anyway, it's just cool to see that happening elsewise too, and get into Tellarites, because we never get into Tellarites other than being ornery pig people. So
The
my
writer for
start
this,
being-
Gaia Violo, she seems to be a relatively newer TV series writer. A couple of the series she did, Blood and Treasure, Absentia, and In from the Cold. Are you guys familiar with any of those?
no,
And from the
Absentia, I think I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've heard of Absentia.
Yeah, so Absentia is an FBI agent goes missing and then comes back a period later or whatnot. It seems like this writer is good at writing individual characters and basing stories around them. So that gives me a little bit of a concern. Also,
Oh.
her highest rated starred thing is a 7.1 for Absentia. So I have some concerns that the series might not deliver. But the Blood and Treasure TV show, it shows that she can do, some pretty impressive storylines as far as like around multiple characters. But it seems like her writing career kind of focused her more on individual character writing. So I guess we'll kind of see how that translates into Star Trek. I don't know. It sounds like it might have
Is
some
she
issues.
writing it or directing it?
I thought she was a
Is she
writer for
writing
the
it?
series.
Oh, is she writer? Okay.
Writer.
Yeah. But it doesn't look
And-
like she has any Star Trek chops. So it might just be I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I like the fact they're bringing Robert Picardo back, because I think a lot of Voyager hung on him. I mean, he was really a glue. There was many different glues. 7 to 9 really saved Voyager. But I think Robert Picardo from the start was really what kept it together.
Yeah, and there's
He just, shit hits the fan, go to sick bay. All right, the doctor found a cure. The doctor did this, and it just worked out. Oh, now he's got a mobile emitter. He can go on away missions. So, yeah, Robert Picardo did a very good job being the doctor.
Yeah.
And-
So can
and
you
I was-
explain to me how it makes sense that he's in this?
he's a hologram.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got the mobile emitter. It's 29th century technology. And basically his holo program can be programmed into just that little piece. And I'm assuming it's 29th century
Yeah,
tech.
it's
So it probably
the
has
way-
endless battery.
Yeah, that's
That's
the way
right.
it worked
I
in
completely
Discovery. Their
forgot about
doctor was,
that. That
yeah, the
part of
doctor was killed. They didn't have a doctor, so they just did the emergency backup
And
hologram
he
doctor.
is just a program. So
Hmm.
really, you could download him onto a little
anywhere.
flash drive and take him somewhere else. But the mobile emitter is the way he can just go where the hell he wants.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, it's and just like they did with Star Trek Picard when Q, who's omnipotent, never ages, they're immortal, but all of a sudden they showed John Delancey young and automatically, oh, Picard, you've aged, and he aged too. So they'll probably do something like that with Picardo.
Yeah.
But like I was telling Maribane here, Robert Picardo looked like he was 60 when he was 40. So yeah, he's just an old soul.
Yeah, he just had that. He just has that like that's like middle-aged look about him when he
Yeah,
was young. And he's older. He just has that.
He just
It's
always
it's the
looked
unfortunate.
same
like
look.
he always
Right.
looked like a tired old man.
That's right.
And another thing too is every Star Trek series has always had uh, an episode writer, not a singular writer. So this one's going to follow that same thing too. So we won't be just listed, or just it won't just be Guy. We've got Tammy Newson, Kirsten Beyer, Eric Glover, Kylie Rosetta, and Alex Taub also helming a lot of these episodes. So it'll be a group effort, unlike some of the other shows that have been
Yeah.
out. And I just realized why I like that absentee. I didn't like it. I mean, why I knew what it was because Stana Katic was the main actress, and she was in a show with oh Christ, hold on, I'm terrible at this sometimes. Um, she was in Castle, the show Castle with Nathan Fillion. And I really like.
Oh,
I watch
okay.
anything with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
Nathan
right.
Fillion fanboy. I'm not afraid to admit it. Um,
Get
Oh, he's
filling
a
up.
so she
great
was in
actor.
that, and she was for some reason she was like, unlike the guy's pretty universally liked, but for some reason she couldn't get along with him, and that's why the whole thing fell apart because that show was doing really well. So I was curious where she ended up going after destroying a good show. That's where she ended up going. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, it is absolutely, and they're not ashamed to admit that this show is being aimed towards a young adult
Oh yeah.
vibe. So I expect some CW vibes out of it at times, but I don't hate that.
May
I don't
you know
I don't mind it.
maybe they do it kind of like Gen V, like where it's kind of Academy based, right? It's like the same kind of thing, but just aimed a little bit lower, and yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Jonathan Frakes is the one that
Go.
directed a lot of Next Generation, Voyager, and Enterprise. So I think that's why a lot of those shows were character based. I think that was what, especially Gene Roddenberry, that's what he wanted. On top of that,
Oh yeah, and Enterprise was another one that really failed me. I really loved a lot of the characters in Enterprise, but it was just it was probably the most soulless of all the Star Trek series, even Discovery. It never found its purpose. It never felt like they had this. They
yeah,
introduced they did something that I think is categorically a mistake in Star Trek. It's never worked well. Is there's so many diverse races. There's all these different races and stuff, and you introduced a new race, and you're doing it in a timeline where that race would have been known afterwards. They had that those reptilian chameleon like
yeah,
time traveling guys, and I'm like, I don't know. It just couldn't get past it. I couldn't get to as much as I liked. I can't remember her name, but
Paul,
like T'Pol. I thought
the
T'Pol was kind of
Vulcan.
cool, but we have to have in the very first episode we have to have a gratuitous panty and bra scene when they're being,
Host off or decamen.
yeah, they're
Uh,
contaminated. Yeah, I'm like,
her
come
and
on,
Hoshi
yeah.
Soto was in there too.
Yeah, I'm like, do we need that? I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that in the right kind of shows and things like that. I'm all for sex appeal. I'm all for all of that stuff. It's great. I love it. But it felt out of place. It felt token or thrown in there so that, hey, we need Star Trek has to have the new sexy girl cast member in order to save it because we just had 7 of 9 save Discovery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not Discovery,
Voyager.
the Voyager. So it just felt like they even her uniform was similar. She had that one piece kind of shimmering outfit. She was literally the 7 of 9 replacement, and they were trying to shove that down our throat. And I'm like, get out of here. Let her find her appeal. Let her find it. Let the actor develop the character, and let us come to the realization that she's attractive or cool or an ass or unattractive or whatever. Let that grow into that instead of just being like, this is the one you're supposed to find sexy. This is the one you're supposed to. I'm like, no, don't do that to me.
This is the nerd. This is the sex appeal.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like they might just have it a banner. Gratuitous sex appeal appears now. Like,
I did like the
captain.
I did like the bridge crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I like the bridge crew with.
Good.
Go ahead, Seraph. You're good.
The captain of that one, Scott Bakula. That actor, I've always wanted to like him in things. I think he's like a decent actor, but I don't think I've enjoyed anything he's done since Quantum Leap.
I think he overacts. That's my impression of him. I think he's trying. You can tell that he's trying.
Yeah,
the thing about acting is you just do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you really can tell the difference between someone that's trying to act and then one that's just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those people that just tries to act.
Yeah, because he's such a likable guy. He really is.
Gosh.
But...
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often. My gosh. Scott Bakula, he better watch his back.
That's right. Even though I do like him as Archer, I do have to admit that I thought he was a pretty good captain. The acting is a little bit, but him as an actor, how he was written, I think it was pretty good.
I would rather have seen the cowboy be the captain of that show.
Trip.
I'd rather. I just felt more. I felt like Trip had more depth, more feeling. I bought it.
Yeah.
Sorry, working with drywall all day has got me eyes red, sneezing. It's crazy. But yeah, like when Trip was upset or emotional or something, I bought into him.
Oh,
Archer just, I feel like he's going through the motions. Like I never felt the intensity of the emotion from him. I think that I've grown accustomed to being the appeal of like method actors that kind of assume the role versus someone who's pretending to be someone else, and always feels like Scott Bakula is pretending to be someone else. I think the reason we liked him in Quantum Leap is because he could just be Scott Bakula.
Right.
He could just be him. We don't know the character from Quantum Leap, so he just gets to be himself.
Yeah.
Whereas the captain of a starship has to fit into certain kind of parameters. He's just trying to fit into those parameters. So, but yeah.
Going back to where we started, growing up, my dad loved Star Trek: The Next Generation, but there's also a couple other shows that he loved that I just couldn't get into. Is Babylon 5 and Stargate or SG.
Stargate SG-1. Yep.
Yes,
Stargate was good. I got into Stargate more than I did Star Trek. But
yeah, see, I really tried to. Even as an adult, I've tried to watch them again. Like, all right, I want to like this because my dad liked it. Oh, I'm.
Yep.
I love the Stargates, especially SG-1. Stargate Atlantis was very much a one-trick pony with the villains, the vampiric. What the fuck were they called? The Wraith were the villains in SG-1, or not SG-1. It's Star Trek Atlantis, which just was overdone. They were just like the bad guy of the week kind of thing, and they weren't even deep. But SG-1 I really, really enjoyed. Babylon 5 was one that I hated as a kid and watched it as an adult and found a lot of love for. I found a lot of love for Babylon 5. It's different. There's nothing else like Babylon 5, and I could see why it would be an acquired taste or why it wouldn't. You also have to push through the early stuff. So the early stuff is rough, but when you get into the halfway through the first series and then get into the other series and the warring factions and that kind of thing, it gets to be much better. But and it was also very period based. Like a lot of that stuff felt like the original Battlestar Galactica, or that era of TV. It just had that like certain campiness about the sci-fi at the time, that turned a lot of people off.
That point about Babylon 5, how you said you didn't like it at first, that's how I felt about Deep Space Nine. As a kid, it fell right between Next Generation and Voyager, and I didn't like it. I really didn't. But I watched it a few years ago. I'm like, ooh, I actually like this.
Yeah. And Deep Space Nine did a lot of things right and a lot of things wrong. You know, like I said, I'm a huge Trek fan, but it's such a big property. There's so much to Star Trek that I'm not afraid to say that there's a lot that I don't like, because there's just so much that I do. You know what I mean? There's 85% of Star Trek I love it. The other 15% makes me go,
Let me know when they do the reboot. I want to jump in at a good jumping in point, but my gosh, they just keep this
every
going.
Every series is a reboot.
I mean the entire universe reboot. We'll start from square zero. That's where
they did that too.
They did that with the Kirk in the original series. So okay, let's keep on going down the line. Let's do Next Generation next. Let's do a reboot. Who would play Picard in this day and age? You need a young 35-year-old bald guy
to play. It doesn't have to be a bald guy. It just has to be a very straight-laced, almost like by definition British guy. Like your stereotypical.
But he has to play a Frenchman.
Or French. You know what I mean? Just had that like European. But just had that like strong European dryness about them. A very like straight-laced European dryness that you see a lot in almost royalty. He almost felt like a royal.
Yes.
So going along that lines.
Yeah, But do you remember they tried to put a wig on him when it first started? And so there's pictures out there with him with that wig. I'm like, oh, thank gosh they didn't do that. Yeah. Patrick Stewart just needs to be bald. That's who he is. That's what he is. Keep him that way.
Yep. Amen.
But yeah, I can't place someone that. I just can't replace. I can't think of rebooting any of those. I just can't see it happening. I mean, they tried the Kelvin verse tried to reboot the entire thing. And I enjoyed the first Kelvin verse movie. I didn't hate the second one. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first, but I enjoyed that. They tried to reboot that and show some different iterations of characters by changing the timeline, which was smart. Because then they're not the exact same guy. You're not looking at a guy to be the exact same guy.
Because Chris Pine and William Shatner are totally different actors.
Mm-hmm.
However, Zach, I can never say his last name. Spock, and Leonard Nimoy. That was pretty good.
Fantastic.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or even DeForest Kelley, and he played Bobby Butcher in
name.
That guy. I thought he did a very good Bones.
He did. He had.
Are you talking Billy Butcher from The Boys? Yeah, that's Keith Urban.
Keith Urban. No, it's not Keith Urban. It's
Carl Urban. Keith Urban's the country musician.
Oh shit.
Keith Urban's the country singer.
Hey, we got there. It took a minute. We took a detour, but we got there. But had to go through some bad music first, but
he was a good doctor, y'all. I know. Go ahead.
On that line, I'd like to throw a change of captain in the ring, if you guys don't mind. I think if we could take Star Trek Enterprise and let's go ahead and pull the captain out there, and let's inject Scott Bakula, the guy from Sliders.
Oh, Scott Bakula was the captain. Sliders is Um,
Sliders.
he's talking about Jerry O'Connell.
Oh,
Jerry
yeah,
O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but yeah, you know,
Yeah,
I
I
would,
could see that.
I would like him in that. Yeah, he was like in Scream and a couple other
Yeah.
things, but I could see him as a Starfleet captain. Plus, he's got like you have the Quantum Leap actor, and now you have the Sliders actor. So you get a nice little exchange there, kind of similar ideas there. But
I have never seen Sliders.
You've never seen
Really?
Sliders?
Sliders,
Fix that
never seen
immediately, like right now. We're
Yeah,
stopping
fantastic.
the podcast.
It's on
fantastic.
Peacock.
You need,
Fantastic series.
You'll love it,
series.
Wayne. Absolutely.
Yeah. But he played in I'm very white right now on screen.
Joe's apartment.
But,
And Joe's apartment.
Joe's
here's the
apartment,
funny
yes.
part. Jerry O'Connell played Jack Ransom in Lower Decks.
Is that?
Oh,
He voiced him.
I loved Ransom. I really love that character.
He was the smarmy first officer.
Yep.
That was actually Jerry O'Connell who voiced him.
That's
Coincidentally,
freaking great. Look at me with the perfect casting choice. My gosh.
Yep. And he works. Jerry O'Connell of the Sliders year would have been a great captain.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell now is a little goofy. He just has that thing about him, like that duh. I mean, I like it, but he just kind of seems to have that duh quality to him all the time.
Yeah,
whenever he's acting, like he's surprised to be there. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
He's just happy to get work. That's all.
Yeah. But I really liked him in Sliders. I was a big fan of him and his brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw the I would say Rembrandt, but it's Dr. Artrillo, whatever his name is. I saw him at the Comic-Con that I went to in Pittsburgh.
Oh, no kidding.
And I was the only person who knew him as that. Everybody else knew him as like Gimli or something from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I don't know, some nerd shit.
Yeah, that show was great. Although
it's dated now a little bit, but it's still good. It's a little hokey now.
I just hated the casting change bullshit they did there later on.
Fair.
But
yeah, once they start changing cast members,
it's worth watching it, man. It's a seriously good show. Like, it starts off kind of lighthearted. It seems like, oh, these people are bouncing between realities, and all of a sudden there's like dark realities and people. Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's
I
good.
can go back and rewatch Sliders. I haven't watched that in a minute. I love Sliders.
Watch party. Let's go.
Now, did you guys watch Star Trek Lower Decks and Star Trek Prodigy?
Negative.
Yeah.
Yep. Did? Oh,
I've been recommending Lower Decks as somebody who's not like super entrenched in the Star Trek lore. Like, I've been told it's got a lot of entertainment value for just a regular person. You know,
it does.
And so many Easter eggs on it, and they bring back it's a cartoon, so they can bring back other characters. Yeah, they and then Prodigy was pretty good. It had Kate Mulgrew playing Captain Janeway. Obviously she was a hologram, but even Kate Mulgrew has said that she would love to have a spin-off and reprise Janeway, which I would watch that. I mean, she doesn't look like Janeway anymore, but I mean,
I don't
she
know.
is.
I'm hit or miss on Janeway.
Ooh.
Like, I don't know. I really did not like the character of Janeway. I felt like she made a lot of shitty decisions in the series, but I think that was by design. It had nothing to do with Kate. It was that she was, I don't know. Some of the decisions
talking about
like that was just not right.
Like Tuvix.
Yeah.
The Tuvix episode.
I can't.
Yeah. I really like Janeway. Her and Picard are probably, I mean, Picard's up there, but Janeway's not far below. And of my tiers of captains.
Okay. And
I'm actually starting to like the Captain Pike from Strange New Worlds.
Pike is
up there for me.
Straight away, if he's like, it probably goes like this to me just because of and this is probably nostalgia factor more than anything. Kirk, I think, is just untoppable in my thing, just because he was the he's a swashbuckler. He was a rule breaker and everything else. And I really liked what his character was supposed to be. Was William Shatner the best casting of Kirk? I don't know about that. I actually like Chris Pine better than I do Kirk as Kirk than I did William Shatner.
From the 60s one, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, the Kelvin verse.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but because Kirk as the character, not the actor, but Kirk as the character is my favorite. Picard second, but Pike is getting there. I mean, Pike is just that whole series is just fantastic.
Yeah.
To me,
they went
it's
back
the best
to every character. It's a different show for a different character.
Yeah.
They went back to that, and I think it's perfect.
Yep.
They had that singing episode. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I actually liked it.
I know.
If they would have pulled that in Discovery, I would have probably turned the TV off. That would have been the way it was.
Well, because I mean, yes, it's kind of a lighthearted thing. And could I have done without it? Sure. I didn't.
We all could have done without it.
Yeah, I could have done without it. But the fact that they tried to make it like a real thing, like this is the way this thing, it felt like we're experimenting on what it would be like if this alien race had this or if they did this.
Yeah.
And that, as people are just dreaming and making it, using their imagination to create these wildly different scenarios, they're not always going to hit for every person. So I just appreciate that effort that went into it, the effort of having this like imagination over, just everybody's just flipping like, what if this shit happened? That would be cool. Let's make an episode.
That's right.
You also have a bunch of theater nerds who are like, yeah, we're actors trying to be really important people. Fuck it, let's do a musical, guys. Yeah.
I mean, it was.
That is a shame that they limited to 10 episodes because Voyager and Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, they could afford to do just a filler episode. Let's just do a holodeck novel today, or let's something that Strange New Worlds can't get away from. They've got to stick to the script. They can't have filler episodes because there's only 10 episodes.
Right. And it allows you to, yeah, it is. I miss. That's the only thing about network television that I miss is syndicated shows. Mm-hmm. Give me 20 some odd episodes in a season.
Please.
I want that. I want that back. Yes. Going back to Star Trek though, yeah. I'm really excited for this one. I really hope that anybody who's willing to involve Tellarites at all has some Trekkie in them. They actually have some passion because Tellarites were like the worst creation. They were just these pig people, ornery, just hard to deal
you got
with.
A Klingon pig person.
Yeah, like those personalities should never be together. Look up a picture of the original Tellarites, John. They're horrible looking. They just pinned their nose up. That's just all they did. I'm a Tellarite.
The first thing I find when I search Tellarites is a Reddit thread that says, Tellarites, the worst Star Trek aliens?
They were just bad. But they were a founding member, and like I want to see more Andorians. Like, how do you have founding members? There's fucking Vulcans and humans everywhere. Klingons pop up all over the place when they were something we were at war with forever. But no Andorians. We have one Betazoid of note, and it's like Diana was really the only real Betazoid of note. So we don't see that.
Voyager tried to bring in a couple Betazoids, but
they show up. There's but I don't think there's been an Andorian since Enterprise.
No. They've mentioned them in other shows, but you're right. Yeah. And I really like the Andorians because they had the little antennas that always moved.
Yeah. And Andorians are wildly different than humans. In actual Star Trek lore, they have an exoskeleton. They're wildly different than humans. They're insectoids. So they have all kinds of potential to make them cool. And you don't make them cool by dumping a pile of mud on their forehead and making their foreheads bigger, like they did in Enterprise. That is the staple. You know what made the Klingons better? A pile of cow shit on their forehead. You know what would make the Andorians better? Blue cow shit on their forehead. Like, stop that. Stop. The Kazon. Oh, that's cool. Let's make rocks on their head. Like, stop doing that. My God. What the fuck are we doing? Like, I just, like,
Oh,
get up
the
and
good
stop
old
doing that.
Kazon.
Oh, I hate
The good old
that's
Kazon.
probably my least favorite looking alien in the entire thing.
It's so awful.
But like, take like the Cardassians. The Cardassians looked cool.
Yeah, they sure
They
did.
Oh,
had a
there's that
different
show, The
kind of look.
Kardashians.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Kardashians,
exactly. They,
Kim and Kendall and
you get so many good angles every time you film one, but
Chloe.
very little costumes. Very little. Saves buckets of money.
So
But
much money.
Now we could go back to the original series Klingons.
mhm. Well, yeah, I mean, there's no budget. There's no freaking there's no money, there's no technology. We didn't have special effects very well back then, So I get
Right.
it. And I didn't even mind the retcon. Did they the reasons what Klingons look so much different is because those ones were cloned Klingons
Yes, they were.
meant to be able to better interact with us, etc. I don't hate that. I mean, it's a little corny, but I don't hate it.
At least they came up with something because
Yeah, they
that
acknowledged
that
it.
was Discovery. Discovery pointed that out, didn't it? Or was
No,
it
I think
Enterprise?
it was the Next Generation.
Okay.
Discovery, or in Deep Space Nine, they encountered some of the Klingons,
Right.
the original actors that had been in the original series, in their natural form. They'd had the process, so they dove into the whole process a lot more because of Worf. They were getting that thing in there, but they definitely acknowledged it in the Next Generation. But
Yeah, because it was Cisco and Dax.
Who's this dickhead?
which dickhead is that?
Oh, he's from Ryza. I don't remember what race he is, but he's from Ryza.
Breaking process.
I was looking for terrible looking Star Trek aliens, and this guy popped up. I'm like, that's actually interesting makeup, but it kind of looks like a dickhead,
So him and his brother or fellow raceman, Vosh, had stolen this little trinket, and they were trying to find it. And so that's when Picard and Vosh actually met on Ryza, and Picard fell in love with Vosh before she went off with Q. Because you remember Vosh appeared on Deep Space Nine when Cisco punched Q in the face.
Yep.
Yeah. They never actually said what race he was, and they never appeared again.
Yep.
But I like the jewelry on the side of his head.
They had a good run on TV as the Coneheads.
Yeah.
But
Dan Aykroyd. I don't know if this is a popular opinion, but I actually like the Coneheads.
I like
the movie. Yeah.
Well, the movie wasn't bad, but they were originally like a Saturday Night Live thing.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I just saw the movie.
You never saw the Saturday Night Live sketches?
I've never been a Saturday Night Live person.
Old school Saturday Night Live was phenomenal. I mean, it had its moments since then, but man.
Because isn't that where like Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey got their start?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
So I'm just going to say this, John, but everybody's favorite Saturday Night Live is the Saturday Night Live when they were a kid. Everybody's. Those are their favorites.
That's true.
It has
true. You have to stay up late and watch it.
Yep.
But I mean, I think there are two that I get attached to founding members of things too. The guys who set the pace that made it what it is, and then set the foundation for the rest of everybody to go into. Yeah. The founding fathers, so to speak. I think I have such a they're the ones that created the model that I like so much. So I give them more credit than I do people that just followed the model, even if they followed it well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, we'll see. That the one actress in the show, Bella Shepherd, she was in a werewolf show for a little while with I can't think of her name. The girl who played Buffy.
Michelle,
Gellar. Yeah, Sarah Michelle
Michelle
Gellar.
Gellar. Yeah.
The series where there were some werewolf kids. They didn't really know they were werewolves, and there was better. It didn't last long, but I'm a sucker for supernatural werewolf kids and vampires and stuff. So, but she was in that. I actually knew her from there. But the rest of the cast, other than like Holly Hunter and the older cast that's in the show, Stephen Colbert being the voiceover for the school is kind of neat. He's the school's automated like AI that does the announcements and talks about it and everything else. All Stephen Colbert. He does the whole thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm excited
That's
about that.
cool.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. So there's a lot that's going to be neat. What's her face from Discovery is going to be in it. I thought she was going to be a bigger deal in it because she kind of founded it in
Mary Wiseman.
Discovery. What's that? Yeah.
Mary Wiseman.
Yep. But she is going to be in it. I did see that she's there, but she's just a minor character. So, but yeah,
And
we'll see.
the lady that Tig Notaro.
Oh yeah.
She kept So I like Stamets a lot. I wish he'd be in this because he was one of the characters from Discovery I really liked.
Mhm.
But she kept him on his toes, and it was just hilarious the back and forth with those two.
She's great. She's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's really kind of cool that she's got this like kind of serious role, and I like her kind of really grounded snark. She has like this. She's snarky as hell, and she's kind of
She
just
is.
has that like you say something dumb, and she's the first one that's gonna be like, well, then maybe we should walk to the moon. I mean, just whatever. She just has that like smart ass comment at all times, and I love it. I'm here for
And
it.
the way she delivers it too.
It's dry.
Yeah,
You don't even realize she's being an ass until you're like, oh, she's being an ass. So yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I'm excited that she's going to be in it.
Mhm.
And then like
Yeah.
like the actor that played, I keep saying it because I don't remember his name. It's the actor that plays Jafar in the Will Smith Aladdin.
It's
Fair,
Oded Fair.
Fehr. Okay.
Yeah. And Tatiana Maslany is going to be in this, and I don't know exactly as what, too. And I'm a huge Tatiana Maslany fan. She was she was in what's the show about the cloned girl? Orphan Black. Phenomenal show. You guys watched Orphan Black?
Mm-mm.
I have not.
Negative.
No? Oh, you need to see it. John, have you watched Orphan Black?
Negative. Have not.
No, that's a show that you guys should try. I'm like, phenomenal show. Girl's just living a normal life, kind of like whatever. She runs into herself, living a completely different kind of life, and comes to find out that that's a clone of her. That she was actually pulled out of a government thing that was cloning her. So she was but she was rescued by a doctor, raised normal. And she doesn't realize that she's one of these special people cloned. It's an amazing show. It's what put Tatiana Maslany on the map. She also played She-Hulk. It's that actress.
Yeah, she played Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, but
I was like, oh, I know this girl. I just never knew her name.
But in Orphan Black, she's phenomenal. I mean, that's a great series. If you like Sliders and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Sliders had that overarching kind of mystery of what was going on. It's great. Yeah, I can't endorse Orphan Black high enough. It was a great series.
Man,
She's in it. I saw her name in the IMDb, but I have no idea in what role. So
I was going to talk about my favorite scene in Sliders, but I absolutely cannot spoil it for Wayne.
I would say talk about it. I mean, probably everyone else has seen it.
Yeah, I guess spoilers from a show from the 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So my favorite part is when they're still, so they're trying to find home, right? And they only have a set period of time on each world that they visit, and it's random how much time they get to be on that world, right? So they arrive to this world, and they're like, and he's like, this gate has creaked every time I've opened it since I was a kid, right? They only had like 20 seconds to either stay or go to the next world, because if they find their world, then they just stay. They don't slide to the next world. That's what they want to do, right? And so he goes over to the gate and he goes to open it and it doesn't screech. And he's like, well, I guess this isn't it. Hits the thing, they slide to the next world, and it's a repairman comes out of the front door talking to his mom. Well, hey, I'm glad I could get that gate fixed for you. And it's so good. So good. And it's just, it leaves you wondering still, though. Like, everything looks normal, but, you know, each world that they travel to, there's something different. Like, I think one of the first ones they go to, red is go for traffic signals. Like, there's just little weird, quirky things with each world that they have to, like, discover kind of what the rule is and what's going on. Kind of like the Quantum Leap thing, right? Like, what body did you jump in? What's this person's struggle, right? So, that's interesting. What's this world struggle for sliders?
It's good.
Yeah.
And what they did to Wade, I'll never get over with how they did Wade. The Sabrina Lloyd's character. The original girl actress. Do you remember what happened to her in the show?
I don't remember.
Oh, well, don't relive it. It's terrible.
Oh no.
Fair enough.
It's heart-wrenching, but it added
time.
to the show. It wasn't something that took away from the show. Even though I missed the actress, with the way that she exited, it was just heart-wrenching and added something to the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
yep.
Good stuff. There's so much good sci-fi and fantasy out there.
Oh, for sure.
It just shows like we're three guys that watch that shit and live it. And here, Wayne's never seen Sliders. Neither of you guys have ever seen Orphan Black, and Orphan Black's fairly recent. I'm shocked, John. You especially. I'm shocked that you've never seen Orphan Black. Really, it just seems like a show. It just seems like a show that you would vibe with. It seems like a show you guys would vibe with. It was really good.
It's on AMC Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
early
have
2000s,
that.
I think. But
very nice.
Yeah, over the last few months, you guys give me a bunch of shows to watch, and I'm like, man, I might have the time to watch all these shows. I'm busy keeping up on the ones that I do know about.
Wayne, you're gonna have to take a month-long vacation.
Or just do what I do.
3 weeks, but yeah, sleep. Sleep is getting in my way.
Yeah, just do what I do and don't sleep. That's when I get all of my streaming time in. Is usually from like 1 to 4:30. I just stream
in the morning
that I want. And,
see, I am the prototypical dad. I sit on the couch, 6 p.m., put a show on. Just done.
Yep.
I'm like, I missed half the show, so I got to go back because I hate when you like doze off even for 5 minutes and stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And do I really got to go back and watch this?
I never learned my lesson from Star Trek, though. I still don't understand why I shouldn't own a Tribble.
I mean, I don't see why not. That's a perfect little Tribble.
I mean, they're cute. They're cute.
I've described her as a Tribble long before the Nerd Pow Wow. She really is what she does. She's just here to be pet.
That's awesome.
Although I wish I could replicate her. A world of Lilas would be wonderful.
That would be a much richer world.
It's cooing.
Aww.
Oh,
just use its blood to bring things back. Just use its blood to bring things back to life.
I better turn it off. Ellie's about to eat it.
Oh no!
There's no puppy.
You don't want Tribble growing in your belly.
Ellie, leave it alone. Leave my Tribble alone. Ellie, leave it alone.
It's like, but I could eat it.
Like, what was that? Why was it moving?
Good stuff.
Ellie,
guys.
leave it alone.
All right, great stuff, guys. Well, I think that was any more Star Trek Fleet Academy speculation, thoughts, ideas?
Really, if we wanted to, we could probably talk for 5 hours here. I mean, Star Trek is just such a huge world. But I really like what we covered here. I'm excited for it to come out. It's supposed to come out on the 15th. They're coming out with 2 episodes, and then they're going to have weekly releases.
All right, check it out.
I hope that they I like Holly Hunter a lot. I think she could make it potentially be a really good captain-like role. So I don't know. I think I'm a cautiously optimistic. I hope they don't go too much down the teen romance thing, which I don't mind it. I mean, there's plenty of place for the the interpersonal drama and the romance. I just hope it doesn't turn into like I don't mind if it's Smallville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I don't mind
okay.
if
Yeah,
it's
you're
Smallville.
right.
But don't go all the way into like what is the
Don't do a
Riverdale.
Discovery.
Don't Riverdale me.
Don't
Keep me
please
Smallville. Don't Riverdale me. So
Nope. I think they're going to do great with it. Yeah.
Because I think they've got enough. Like, I was a little worried maybe it might go down the Discovery hole, but they've got enough actors. They've got enough guest actors. I think they could avoid that.
yeah,
I
I don't think it's going to do the Discovery hole. I really don't. I know that the one character seems centralized, but I think that's just going to be a bonding force, like why Holly Hunter's involved in
Yeah.
to set up a story arch, not so much to be an overarching. It's all about whatever's the Caleb or whatever the hell his name is. So
Because I think they did that kind of with Cisco and Deep Space Nine. The first 2 episodes were Cisco, just Cisco.
Yeah.
And then it evolved into, okay, this is a Star Trek show. So it was good.
Yeah. I think in Deep Space Nine, arguably Cisco was the least main character after a while.
Yeah. After a while, I agree.
Yeah, ended with them, but
and they kind of did what Voyager did with 7 and 9. They brought in Worf for the last couple seasons. Like, maybe our ratings are hurting a little bit. Let's bring in Michael
right?
and see what we can do here.
Awesome
sure.
stuff. All right, guys. Well, great episode. Another one for the books at the Nerd Pow Wow. Welcome to 2026.
Live long and prosper, my friends.
Live long and prosper.
That's right. Live long and prosper and go where no nerd has gone before.
That way. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Well, step aside and watch how my adoring fans flock to me.